Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Uh, I want to talk a little bit about education. I just came back from dinner or lunch, and I live in a ghost city. Well, it's not really a ghost city anymore. It's starting to get civilized, and but in the area, there's 12 universities. And so, seeing I'm in this area, seems like everybody I'm going out with is either students or teachers. And I've been doing this. I've been here almost 2 months now, and so I've been getting a lot of experience. And I want to share some of my education thoughts. And the thing was, for lunch we were talking, and it was with I was with both a teacher and a student, and uh, as we were talking, I, you know, I'm always I'm always asking questions. I learn by asking questions, and China is not a good place for asking questions, but and now here I've got to know these people, and so well they're women, and the one thing I've learned, it's a lot easier to talk to women than it is to men, and I don't know, I haven't got all that figured out. That's another video, but anyway, they were easy to talk to, and we could talk honestly with each other, and. And I made them think a lot. And the student, today's graduation, that's the one thing I noticed. It's the 21st of May, 2017. And a lot of people, on my way back, I know a lot of people are graduating. But anyway, so we're talking, and the student was still doing their homework or studies or whatever you want to call it. And we were talking, and I told him, well, I'm trying to understand the education system, because the mentality, the thinking process of the Chinese people, I've been watching and trying to figure out what's going on, because we have a communications problem, something terrible, even when they could speak English, and we're I'm trying to figure out how this works. And now the education system is all government. And that's what I was explaining to them. In the United States, we've got government education, we've got private schools, and then we've got homeschooling. And so then they were asking me about the homeschooling and how it works. And it was, as I was explaining to him, I started make thinking, and because I got two grandkids that are being homeschooled, and my experience with homeschoolers, but I know other homeschooled kids, because like I say, I'm into preparedness people. A lot of them are into homeschooling, and I thought it was because of the weird stuff that they try to teach you in the schools. But when we were talking, it dawned on me. The homeschooled kids, they can do 3 to maybe 4 hours of homeschooling and a day, and they get a whole lot smarter than the public school kids. And I'm trying to figure out, everybody's trying to figure out why this is and how this is. And then so the student was doing their homework, and I said, man, how much time do you put in your homework? And in China, they do a lot of homework. Schooling is a big priority. Now, what are they learning? And that's what we were talking about, and it dawned on me. A lot of it, and it's the same thing in the United States school, they learn stuff. They teach them stuff. They memorize stuff so they can pass these tests. And as we were talking about this, and there was talk about how much time they put in on, and then and I asked the teacher, I said, well, why do they do it? Because I don't do good in school. And the reason was I didn't do good in my homework. I didn't do good in all this stuff. But why? They were trying to get me to memorize things. I don't memorize. And so I learn things. That's why I'm here in China. I get out, I learn things. One thing that I do that most people don't do, and it dawned on me at lunch, I know how to learn. And people got different ways of learning. And my way of learning is I go and get my hands dirty. That's why I'm in China. And so I say, okay, why are you doing the homework? Because they're told to do the homework. They're doing all this. So they're using a lot of time writing down this stuff. Okay, and I asked the teacher, why are they doing homework? That's to prove that they've done their homework. Okay, so why are they doing the homework? To learn. They're learning stuff. And so they need to do the homework to prove that they learned something. And I said, okay, now if that's the case, how come it's not like that in the homeschools? Because the homeschooling, what I've watched, they don't spend all that much time in doing the homework. The homework, they're just writing down what they're supposed to be learning. And in homeschooling, the way I understand, they do tests to see if they're ready to move up. And they don't know what the tests are all about, so they have to learn all this stuff. In the public schools, they try to learn because they've had a series of tests to go by, so they have some idea what they need to teach. So they're teaching you stuff to pass the test. And you do your homework to prove to the teacher that you've learned something. The teacher takes these results from the tests to prove to the administration that their kids are learning something. Now, if that's the case, why do they need to take the test? Don't the tests tell you that they're learning things? And so it starts getting complicated. If, in other words, you're taking tests, everybody is taking the tests, doing the homework to satisfy the administration. And if the administration is satisfied that you are learning through your homework, then why aren't you passing the test? Because I know that the school that I went to, they're doing a 50% dropout in their high school. So I don't think the homework is doing the job. I don't think the tests are doing the job. I think everybody's way off on getting things done. Now, I don't know what the results are here in China on the schooling. I don't know if even dropping out is an option because the way I understand, the government kind of pushes you or leans you to the field that they want you to learn. Because I do know a lot of people are going to colleges are learning stuff that they don't really want to learn. It hurts the morale, the attitude of the students. In China, in the United States, I don't know. I say I mainly deal. I'm a country boy. I learn from my experiences from people that are either homeschooled or they want to go to school. They want to learn. Like I say, where I went to school is in the city. The city people got a different attitude than the country folks, so it's a little different. I'm going to have to put some thought into what's going on in the country schools in the United States. But what I'm talking about here is the idea of homework and what is the reasoning for homework, and does the homework really help in the way of the kid learning anything? They don't learn. They're brainwashed. They're putting all this stuff. This is your book. You learn the book. You copy it down. Or you do all this, your homework, you're writing it all down to show that you've learned from the book that the government told you. And what does that have to do with learning? Are they just teaching worker bees or worker ants is what they're doing? Are they teaching people how to learn, how to prosper, how to improve? Or are they just telling them or teaching them how to work for the system so they can pay the taxes? I don't know. But it's something to think about. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com.